Do you want to talk about it?
And that is one of my biggest regrets, because like I said, we've talked about it and you've expressed that I wasn't there for you.
And I want to be like, bro, fuck that. Like, bro, you've known me, been with me for 15 something years. Like, at some point, like, throw that shit out the window, bro. Like,
Hey, it's Megan. The game is called Smart. We're here for a reason.
hey, it's Kevin. The game is called Spark. We're here for a reason.
Nostalgia. What title would you name our story?
That's a good question. Finding a way. I think our story is, a lot of people don't understand it. Some people don't really care to. And I don't care to explain it anymore at this point in my life. Because it's been a crazy road since we were, what, 15? And now here we are, like 34, 33, old as fuck. So, yeah, I think finding a way and just everything that's been going on, from being teenage parents to moving from Florida to here we are now, about to have a teenage daughter. Well, we already got a teenage daughter, but
She's going to high school.
Our daughter's going to high school now. Yeah.
So, I'm going to play off your title.
Okay.
But I'm going to add to it. I would call it Finding a Way Back Home.
Okay.
Because since 2008, no matter what we have gone through, what stages of life, what different phases we've both been at different times in our lives, we've always found our way back home.
I like your answer better than mine.
Well, I am the one who reads.
Yeah.
Not you.
All right. Yeah. All right. When was a moment we shared tears together?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because we've been together for so long, there are countless moments we've shared tears.
17 years?
Mm-hmm. My favorite set of tears? Well, I'll go with my favorite set of tears.
I feel like I know what you're about to say.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
When our wedding, when you were like, when the pastor, she was like, when she was probably like about to announce, like, you know, pretty much announcing us as husband and wife, and you were like jumping up and down in front of everybody, like a little girl who just got her first Barbie when she was like 6 years old. Is that it?
That is actually it. But it was more so, obviously I cried the whole entire day. Mm-hmm. But the moment I walked out and my dad was walking me down the aisle, and I didn't expect to see you in tears, and as soon as I saw you, you were boohooing like a baby. That just broke me down, and that was something.
I remember there's a video of Tristan in the background, like pointing to me.
Yeah. There's even a picture, an up close picture of you.
Yeah, got my
just ugly crying.
The Michael Jordan meme moment. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'll probably say it's the same thing, because I remember seeing you walk down the aisle, and I was trying to keep it together. And then I started crying, and then I could hear Desmond in the back of me like, "Stop being a little pussy." And like, I remember he said that, but like, I just couldn't help it, because in that moment, it was just like, I think about, like I said, everything that went on, from just us moving up here to everybody from Florida coming back home, coming up here to see us. Like, we didn't have no big wedding. It was a small wedding, but just all of our family in that moment. And I think what's crazy is we talk about that moment like a couple of days ago, well, not too long ago, and we were talking about like how like half these people in the room we don't even talk to anymore. Mm-hmm. And just some people we fell out with, some people we don't even just fell out with us. It was a lot. That was one of like our happy moments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times when we got family around, it's always for like funerals, mm-hmm. and it's always just like. And I remember you had said in the speech, it was nice to have everybody here for something that was good. Because mm-hmm. every time we go together to see family's come around, it's always about something sad. Like, it's never just for like a good moment, especially like that time in our life.
It made me feel overwhelmed that all these people came here just for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good day. That was a good day.
We should do it again. What's something you wish you had said but didn't?
Something I wish I had said, but I didn't. I wish I had. I guess back to the wedding. I guess I wish. I guess I wish I would have like gave like an actual speech. Because I was. I think we both didn't say anything. We kind of just kept it like real neutral. Just straight to the point.
Like in our vows
Yeah,
to
yeah,
each other?
yeah. I probably would have. I probably would have. Wish I would have said something, more touch base, because, like in that moment, like the words "I love you" isn't enough. Like it's yes, it's like it's 3 words, but it's not enough because like it's more than that. And if there was a deeper meaning than that, I would say that. But at that time, like my brain couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't summon up those words at that current moment because it was just so much going on. I had you in front of me. I had the kids was right there. Your mom, my mom, like Jasper was right there. So it was just everybody.
Something I wish I'd said, but I didn't. There's a lot, and so there's not anything specific, but I wish I would just a long time ago have gotten out of my own head and not communicated with you about things that I was going through, like in my head, like financial struggles and things like that. Because with me and my pride is like, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna do it. It's okay. I'm gonna take it, get it taken care of. And then that put me in situations where it's okay. Now it's do or die. And then I gotta call you in to come save the day. And I wish I just would have been more transparent with you. So I didn't have to put myself in that position, which then in turn puts you in a position.
Do you feel like you're past that though?
Yes.
Okay.
Even when it hurts, even when I don't want to, like, all right, I'm struggling with this right now, Kevin. I just suck it up.
Okay. I'm glad you're out of that. Well, like I said, we had to talk about that. Just you putting your pride aside, especially like when like you're in situations like, because the one thing I always get is like, oh, Kevin's got to come save the day. Kevin's got to come save the day. But it's just like sometimes like I know you can save yourself if we can just prevent it from even getting to that point. Because I'm never not going to help you. I think that was a lot of the biggest issues that we faced was just outside of everything that we went through was everyone always tripped on me helping you. But it was just like, you can't tell me not to help you because I'm gonna do it regardless. It's my turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. Tell a story of the first time you felt comfortable around me.
Oh God.
There is one, but that's just not for camera, bruh. It's not for camera. I know you think I know it's not for camera, bruh.
It's so bad.
It is bad.
That wasn't, honestly, I don't even remember the first time I felt comfortable with you because we've been together since we were teenagers.
Yo.
Comfort with you has never been a question. You've been everything a person could ever need. You've been my spiritual advisor. You've been my best friend. You've been my doctor. You've been everything that there is. So comfort has never been a question. We're probably too comfortable.
For us, for me, I think it's for both of us. It started for obviously when we were teenagers. I remember when like you were struggling with that issue with your and your mom's relationship kind of in the beginning. Like it wasn't like bad, but when like you would like come over and like knock on my window at like 11 o'clock at night or like sometimes like 1 in the morning because you couldn't sleep. And it's just like, obviously we lived on 2 separate sides of town. So you knew how East Bradenton was. So going out at night in East Bradenton, you knew that you was taking a risk, especially with you, like obviously you being white. So it's just like, that's not, so, but I think because you knew me, you felt a sense of protection. Mm-hmm. So like just doing that and knocking on my window, and it's like, it's just like a sense of just like, that takes a lot of like strength and being comfortable enough to drive from your side of town to my side, because it's 2 opposite worlds. And like that, in that moment, it was just like, obviously, clearly you felt safe and comfortable because it was a safe space but also made me feel comfortable enough that you came to me for it, because it's just like, all right, like she needs me. And that was a point of just like, all right, like I need to like be here for her, even at teenager.
As a teen, what were we gonna do? There was nothing you could
I was
do.
living with my mama.
But it didn't matter.
Didn't
We were
matter.
16, 17 years old. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be my knight in shining armor.
All right. Oh, okay. What's the most traumatic memory we've shared?
Ooh, most traumatic. We've had a lot, but
Do you want to talk about it?
no, it's not even anything I've written.
So I guess traumatic is a weird word because it wasn't like it's trauma because it makes it sound like it's something that hurt both of us. But I guess for me, like, it kind of fell in line with that hatred thing that we were just talking about. But like I said, I got past it. It was, and like I still think about, like I think about it. But I just think about the moment, not what I felt towards you. I guess in a sense, but I guess it was when everything happened with Pops Jasper, because I think, like I said before, like it, yeah. Because everything happened so suddenly for me. Like it was like I had him on Wednesday. He was gone Thursday, and I remember like flying back and forth from Georgia to Florida, going back and forth, and I was telling you about it, and it kind of like you kind of gave off like you didn't care. Like I knew you cared about Jasper, but it just like what you were giving off felt like you did not really like care. And I remember we got into an argument about that because I was like, I legit didn't even want you to sit with us at the funeral. Like I just told you can sit somewhere else. And like I even got to an argument with my cousin about it because she wanted you to just like, because he was family, but it was just like you didn't care because you were in this whole state of just like, oh, I gotta keep myself separate. I gotta, and I wanted to be like, bro, fuck that. Like, bro, you've known me, been with me for 15 something years. Like, at some point, like, throw that shit out the window, bro. Like, this is Jasper. Like, you know who he is and what he meant to you. Like, act like you care. Like, I don't want to hear none of that stuff about, oh, you lose that part when, like, you're not with somebody or you don't get that. Like, no, like, stop, don't do that. Like, he is family. Like, you looked at him like he was your father too. So to act like you didn't care, and it was just like, and after everything, like, you came, and I appreciated you for that, but it was just like you just came because you felt like it was an obligation, like you had to, and you were doing it there for the kids. And it's like after it was just like it never happened to you. Like it's just like it was just whatever to you, because like and I told you before, and I told you this before. Like I didn't need you to be like, oh Kevin, what do you need from me? Yada yada yada. But like at least check up on me. Like say, Kevin, are you good mentally? Like how are you feeling? Because that literally what was crazy about that moment, and I think about it when I think about it right now. That same year, earlier that year, you had something going on with your dad. Like your dad was in the hospital because he was having health issues and all that. And that was going on for like a week I can't remember how long he was in the hospital, maybe a week or two. I can't remember. But for that duration of that week, you were like a mess mentally because you, for a moment, like you thought, for a moment, you thought you were going to lose your dad. You thought. And I checked on you, regardless of what was going on in our lives. If I had hate for you, if we weren't speaking, I checked on you because I know that's your dad. Like that is your father, and your dad was like a dad to me. So it's like, of course I'm gonna check on you. I'm not gonna like not. That's your dad, bro. Like, because I know what it feels like to lose a parent. Because Jasper was my stepfather, but you was there when I lost my dad when we were 21, and then it's like you see me lose another father figure. So like I know what that feels like. I'm like, you still have both of your parents. Like you still, like you can call them right now when we walk out this door, and it'd be like they'll answer. I can't do that. I could not do that. So it was traumatic, that the whole process, because it was just like you didn't care about me at all. It's like you only cared about your feelings, and all you kept saying was, I can't be that person for you anymore. It's just like, bro, like come on, bro, like really.
So I obviously we've talked about this before. So nothing that we're saying to each other is a surprise. But I always felt it was unfair for you to tell me that I only came to his funeral out of obligation. Because it's not, because like you just said, he was a father figure to me too. And I was hurt by his passing. You know, that was a father figure to me. That's a father figure to you. That's your dad. That's also my kid's grandfather, right? So I felt it on many different levels. And so I always felt like it was unfair for you to say that I only did it out of obligation. Because if I only did it out of obligation, I wouldn't have sat next to you at the funeral. I wouldn't have stayed with you that entire time for all the family events. I was there with you sitting by his grave. I wouldn't have done any of that out of obligation. So it hurts when you say that I didn't care about it. Now, did I treat you differently than, say, if something like that were to happen now? Absolutely. Because I was still trying to navigate how we were going to be separated when in the past, when we had separated before, anytime something traumatic would happen in our lives, whether to either one of us, it was like that sorrow opened up a vulnerable spot in us and we would end up back together. And that's what I was trying to avoid.
I understood. And I fully understood that. Like I wasn't trying to get, like it was just, I just needed a friend. Like I just needed you to like just be a person for a couple of days for me. Just be Megan that knows Kevin lost somebody important. Like let me check on Kevin. Like regardless, you were with somebody, I was with somebody, just, hey Kevin, are you okay? Like it didn't even need to like go that deep. It didn't need to be like, yo, Kevin, you should do this. It was just, hey Kevin, like, are you okay? Like Kevin, and that, because again, like I said, like I didn't have to extend myself when you're going through, like I did that because, you know, at the end of the day, like
out of the goodness of your heart.
Exactly.
Because you care about me, you care about my dad.
Yeah.
That is definitely something I wish that I would have been able to ask you that at that point in time. Like, or just not even ask you, because I don't know how I would ask you it, but something that I could have clarified with you. Because in my mind, it was like I could see it going down the road. I'm going to be there for him when Jasper passes away. He's going to fall back in love. He's going to think this means we're getting back together and live happily ever after. That's literally how I saw it play out in my head. And I was like, no, just be there, pat his back, you know, say your condolences, keep it pushing. And that is one of my biggest regrets, because like I said, we've talked about it and you've expressed that I wasn't there for you. Okay.
All right, we're going to switch over to closure now. All right. Okay. What's something about yourself that you feel has been lost?
I would say for the longest time, for many, many, many years, I lost myself.
Okay.
And I didn't know that until after we separated. And there were days where we had split custody of the kids and the kids would be at your house. I didn't know what to do. I would just sit at home on my couch, binge watching Netflix, eating snacks, hanging out with the dog. And it took me a long time to realize I didn't know who Megan was. I didn't know who I was outside of being a wife and being a mom. When I was a wife and my mom, I had my duties. Every day I woke up, did the same thing. Got the kids ready for school, took them to school, went to work, came home, did homework, did bath, did dinner, did all those things. So when that was removed from my life, I didn't know what to do. And so it took a long time after that to find this space where I was like, well, what does Megan like to do? Megan likes to read. Megan likes to craft. Megan likes to hang out with friends. And so that was the biggest part of me that I lost.
But you feel like you found it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she ain't going nowhere.
I got you.
I had to find a balance between Megan the woman and Megan the mom. And I feel like I found that balance, and it's something that I won't give it up again. Because I think honestly, I think it makes me a better mom.
That's good. Honestly, I'm gonna say the same. I think obviously that time apart obviously helped us both discover who we were, because obviously we were teenagers and we never really got to be ourselves and just like, I guess in a sense, live life, because we had to be teenage parents. It's a non-negotiable at this point. Like, I'm not gonna sacrifice something that I spent years like building in myself for, to just let it go away just for a moment. So yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think right now we are the best versions of ourselves that we've ever been.
Yeah. Not a lot of people agree though.
Fuck them.
Because it just goes back to people not understanding our dynamic.
Yeah, we've been together for so long that a lot of outside sources, and it's probably not even fair to call them outside sources, because I mean it's family and friends, people that are close to us. They've seen the good, they've seen the bad, but they remember the bad. And there's a lot of things that have happened that people would say, what are y'all doing right now?
Yeah, and it's I mean, I guess they're entitled to their opinion.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, like, and I think we both try to explain it to people, but if they don't want to understand it, they don't want to understand it. I know for me, like, trying to explain it to someone and then they take what I say and just like it goes off somewhere else, and then they make their own story. And I'm trying to explain it to them, and it just becomes tiring after a while. And it's just gotten to the point where it's just like, all right, bro, like, I know the truth. Like, I know our truth. I know my truth. And it's just like, I'm not. Again, it's part of that. It goes back to that, like, losing myself. Always trying to like validate myself and just like, hey, listen, like, I don't mind explaining something to you.
Yeah.
But if I keep explaining, you don't believe me, it's just like, all right, whatever.
And I think too, we're at the point in our life where it's, instead of going to our family and friends for advice and guidance and really even their support, it's, hey, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Oh,
like, this is what we're doing. There's not really any room for argument, question. This is what we're doing.
I mean,
I would say
either you like it or you don't.
Okay.
either you're gonna listen and try to understand, or you're gonna listen and make your own thought of it and try to tell us. Like, you're trying to tell us what it is, and just like we always say, like, no. No matter what the subject may be, it's just like, no. And then we'll sit there and explain it. And it's just like, we can't make somebody understand, but like, it just got to the point like we don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta like live our lives for each other and then for our kids as well, because it gets tiring after a while trying to explain yourself to people.
I think what a lot of people don't keep in mind is we were apart for 5 years. That's a long time. People change. Like, people can change. Don't break up with somebody, expect them to be changed a month from now. But 5 years is so much growth. We became two totally different people than we were 5 years before. And so it's not Meg and Kevin from 2008 to 2020. It's Meg and Kevin 2025.
Yeah.
And sometimes the person that broke you is the same one that heals you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell a story of a moment we should have had each other's back but didn't. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there is ever a moment we haven't.
Yeah. I will say, I wouldn't say have each other's back, but this didn't kind of address and like make sure we were both okay, was when you lost a baby. Like, it's like you told me it happened. I remember you told me I was at work and you told me it happened. And then you went to the doctor. I can't remember. And then it's like, I didn't even go to the doctor with you. I didn't realize that. I didn't go to the doctor.
Well, I don't think you even know I don't know if you remember. I had a scheduled doctor's visit that day.
But it's still like, I didn't even go with you.
It was so early on though, you wouldn't have.
And like, you told me, and then I remember I told my job and I stayed at work. And I like I said, you told me like I knew we were both sad about it. We weren't like, it wasn't like, it was just like whatever to us. But like, it's like the next day, it's just like, I didn't check on you. I mean, you didn't check on me, but it was more or less about you. Like, I didn't check on you. And it just, like I said, like, we just went on about our lives.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you resented me for that. I don't know if you were mad at me for it. I don't know if it was just like, I don't know if you're in the same mindset I was of just like, just going on and like not thinking about it. And I think, like I said, I didn't check on you. So I guess that would be the answer.
At that time, I didn't even feel like you needed to, though.
Why?
I don't know. I felt so disconnected from it. Literally, I mean, obviously I thought about it because my body was physically in pain, but it wasn't something that really affected me emotionally. It was almost like I had accepted that this wasn't supposed to be ours and kind of disconnected from it. And so I never felt like you weren't there or
Yeah. No, I get what you're trying to say. Because to like I said, this is like one like our on like third time maybe talk, because we don't
yeah,
talk,
we don't talk about it.
about
Yeah.
it. And I don't want to say it makes us bad people. It was just something we shared, and I don't know if it was maybe because we were so young, we didn't really know how to react to it. It was a miscarriage. It was almost like, oh, it happens.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna be right here for like maybe a couple of days, and then you know, maybe about like 2 weeks from now we're fine. Like, you just be like,
but that's exactly how it happened.
yeah.
But I think too.
Did we even tell anybody? I didn't tell.
I mean, my mom knew.
I don't even remember telling nobody.
But
oh wait, not to my mom.
Yeah, I think our immediate family knew. I don't even know that everybody knew. But I think the other thing with that is right around the corner we got pregnant with Noah.
Yeah.
So that if there was any sorrow about the miscarriage,
Noah overshadowed.
There's our rainbow baby.
Yeah.
Like just the joy we had for him.
Maybe that's it then. Did we just solve that? Did we just solve the mystery?
We just solve the mystery? The mystery is Noah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. All right. What's a personal battle you were dealing with but never talked about?
My financial struggles when we weren't together. It was hard. It was hard, you know, trying to provide as a single mom, one income household, and trying to keep the same lifestyle that I had. And I knew you would help me if I asked, but I didn't want to ask because I just wanted to figure it out for myself until I would get myself in these positions where I have no choice. Like, I have to ask Kevin for help. And I wish my pride would not have been as big as it was, because now granted, everything happens for a reason. We're at the point we are for a reason, because God needed all these things to happen for things to fall into place. I firmly believe that. But I wish I would have been more transparent about it and not been afraid to tell you. It made me feel like a failure.
I guess for me, just navigating how to be a dad and I guess a man. Because obviously I had to make my own blueprint. Just obviously, like, Jasper came in my life, and he showed me things. Like, he showed me things that obviously I wasn't getting from my actual father. So I'm more than grateful for him. But obviously I didn't get that, like, growing up with him as if, like, you know, his children did.
Yeah.
So, but he definitely showed me things. So I'm more than grateful for him for that. But just like navigating myself and, like, you know, all right, this is what a dad needs to do. This is what a man needs to do. Like, my mom showed me how to cut the grass. Like, that should have been something like, you know, I should have learned from someone else. And obviously, as I got older, just being a teenage dad and just like, obviously, I knew the basis of, all right, be there for the child. Obviously, I didn't want to follow in my father's footsteps. But just knowing, like, creating my own, I guess, creating my own path, because it was hard. Like, knowing how to react to certain things my child may do, knowing how to react to certain things you may feel, paying attention to certain things that you may feel a certain day, learning about postpartum depression, like trying to like you educated me on that. Still just trying to understand it though, because it was just more like honest whatever. It's just a feeling. Like you're like whatever. Paying more attention to certain things, like that was also key. Obviously, I know those things now. Like trying to like talking to myself and just going to like therapy or whatever, and just having someone like give me an outside look and just obviously seeing other things. But definitely just learning how to pretty much be a man and being a better father.
What's one of the hardest decisions you've had to make involving each other?
I think letting you back in, because obviously it was a door that I kept closed, and just letting you back in all aspects. Because I remember when I called Des. Like I called Des, and I spoke to him, and he even said like if I know you, bro, I know what you're gonna do. So just be careful. And I remember I had to call. After I got the phone, like I just sat there for a couple minutes, and I had to like try to analyze like what the hell is going on, because it came out of left field. But like if anybody was to ever ask me, like if anybody criticized me for it, if anybody ever like questioned me, like I'm doing it again. Like I'm gonna do it. Like I told you before, like I'm gonna do it 100 out of 100 times. So there's no regret in that, because it just goes back to like I'm gonna always have your back. Like I'm gonna always have your back no matter what. Because you got put in an unfortunate situation, and it just is what it is. Moved on from it. But yeah.
I think the hardest thing I've ever had to do regarding each other, is similar to what you said, but in a different aspect, is letting you back in emotionally. It's like there were months where I would see you and you're right there. And it's like my heart knew what it wanted. My heart knew what it wanted. My heart never stopped loving you. You can ask anybody. I've always said, oh, I love that man. But my head said, absolutely not. We're not doing that again. We're not going down that road. If you got to be single for the rest of your life and you die lonely because Kevin Thomas is the only man that will ever love
I don't
you.
know why I just laughed.
But I've said those words. Like, I will die alone then.
No, yeah.
Because I'm not going to put myself in that position again.
The same.
So to let you back, like, loving you was never a question. That's the easy thing. That's the thing I do. It comes as easy as breathing.
Yeah.
But to be able to allow you back in my life and back on that level where I can trust you to take care of my heart. I knew I could trust you to take care of me. I knew you would die for me. I know you would kill for me. But I didn't know if you would protect my heart. And so that was the hardest decision I've ever had to make, was if I was going to allow that to happen or not.
Okay. All right, we're gonna change the subjects. All right, I'm gonna switch over to Inferno. Okay. Was there ever someone else?
During our relationship, no.
However you want to answer
Whenever, yes.
Yeah.
We've been separated for 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, we both knew there was someone else, so I guess that's not really like a. It's not really like a yeah. Obviously, we learned something from both significant others. Learned something about the type of people you can meet. Learned something about yourself and what you can deal with as someone that's outside of us. Obviously, I wouldn't say they changed us, but it just gave you a different perspective.
Yeah.
A different perspective of like, all right, there's these kind of people out there. And then it's just like, this is how I'm gonna react to it, and I'm just gonna like, hey, I don't want this around me, or I don't even want to deal with it. I mean, some of us dealt with stuff longer than others. Yeah.
So there, as many people, other people that there has been, there's never been anybody like you. And I don't even mean that in a physical or sexual or any other kind of way. There's never, I've never thought any of those people were my person the way that I know that you are.
I could say the same. It was, I said I met a few. Been on a roller coaster. That's all I can say. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster.
Glad to be off.
Right.
What are things you enjoyed about life before us? There is no life before us.
Yeah.
Being in high school?
What's that you said? You said it to me. And you know what's crazy? I said it to Desmond because it was a good, and I think, no, you said it, you got it from when you went to your aunt's funeral, sadly enough. I've spent more life with you than I have without.
Yes, we are officially at the point. We have spent more of our lifetime with each other.
Yeah.
Than we have without.
And yeah. So I guess my life before you was being a kid and being outside, just outside playing basketball with my friends, walking everywhere, not having a car, going to school the next day. So I don't really know.
There is no life.
Yeah, I was a kid.
There is no, for me, there is no life without you in it. Mm-hmm. Even when we weren't together, there's never been life without you in it. And to be honest, I couldn't imagine it without you. I don't want to.
Same.
What past traumas have you experienced that negatively affected our relationship?
I mean,
I think it goes back to what we just said. Because we didn't grow up in households that had healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Obviously, probably then we didn't think it was trauma, but we grew up thinking that families of divorce and infidelity and alcoholism were okay.
Yeah.
And, we didn't see anything bad happening, really. It was just an everyday life. But I think
I'll say
that's definitely affected how we navigated our relationship.
I don't want to say my dad affected my way of thinking, but I know that he didn't really care about clearly being faithful. Mm-hmm. So it's just with him he didn't tell me yo, you need to do this. It was Jasper that showed me that. But obviously my dad beat him to it because I didn't meet Jasper was later in my life, but just telling me hey, you need to, this is how you stay faithful to a woman, yada yada yada, and then this is how you be a husband, yada yada yada. I mean, and I know, I didn't even tell him, I didn't even let him meet Madison because my mindset was I wouldn't say I knew I was fucked up or I knew some things he wasn't telling me wasn't great. I didn't even want that type of energy on our daughter.
Yeah.
Obviously,
even though she was a baby,
you still wanted
to protect her.
And it's that's where I don't know, a sudden instinct kicked in for that little split second, just he's not finna meet her, bro. Mm-hmm. And obviously, unfortunately, he didn't get to. But I can honestly I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay because she got nurtured and loved by a whole new man that
that's his grandbaby.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And there was never a question about it.
Exactly.
There was never a question about it.
All right. Can't pull the card. Okay. Do you feel like I've ever held you back?
No.
I feel opposite.
No. You've always supported me. I think whatever new hobby I come up with, whatever idea I want to do, whether career, school, you've always supported me 110%. Mm-hmm. You've never, Megan, that's stupid, don't do that. I've never been scared to tell you that I wanted to do something because I knew I would have your full support. Blindly. Okay. Blindly.
I'm gonna say I feel complete opposite. I felt like I was held back because of my confidence. And it was a lot of just when we were younger, just you trying to I remember I used to always tell you like you had to be the judge and the jury of everything, and it would just always feel like I had to bow down to everything that you were saying. And it's just like, all right, we gotta do Megan's way. We gotta do this because if we don't do this Megan's way, there's gonna be a problem, or it's just gonna be like, or if I could like, I could give you an idea of like, hey Megan, like let's go park the car right here, and just like for some reason you have to say like let's park the car on the right, and just like, all right, bro, like it's my idea, but you want to put your own spin on it. But like when we were separated, it was just like I had no choice but to do
Yeah.
everything. So it was just like, and then it got to the point where like I looked around, like I didn't need Megan for nothing. Like I didn't need to call you for anything. Like I didn't need to figure out how to do this or do that. And it was just like I had to like I said, I figured it out. Like I legit like I found the blueprint for myself.
But you know what? I think back in 2020 when we separated, I don't think Kevin that's right here right now at that point of success in his life, I think if we would have stayed together back then and never separated, I don't think you'd be here.
No, I agree.
Because of me leaving, it did put you in a position. You had to learn how to call and make doctor's appointments for the kids. You had to learn how to get Madison ready for school in the morning. You had to learn how to function without relying on me. And that obviously wasn't the point. That wasn't my intention. But when we got back together a couple years after that, I was astounded. I was like, oh my God, who is this man? Like, honestly, that was one of the things that made me fall in love with you is the growth that you had during that time.